Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to the part 2 of the Google web scraper, or the Google search engine web scraper. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing in this video. We're going to be coding it out and practicalizing what we explained in last video. So let's get into it without wasting time. The first thing we're going to do here is we're going to create the file. So I have a folder somewhere in desktop already where I want to create the file. This is the folder already. I can just select this folder, but I'm coming. Let me show you where it is. This is it here. So I'm going to select the folder. Make sure it shows down here. Okay, select the folder, and then we have it opened here. So we're going to create a new file. Control S to save it. I'm going to call the file script.py. Cool. So let's import all we installed in last video. So to import beautiful soup, we're going to do this. Beautiful soup. Okay, now you must have noticed that I'm not installing LXML. Of course, I'm not going to be installing. I'm going to show you how we're going to use it later. And the first thing we want to do is we want to ask the user to enter a search term. Okay, we're gonna call it term. We're gonna say input, enter a search, or just search. Just a search. Okay, and then we're gonna say URL. So this URL is gonna contain what we want to be sending as a request to the web, to the internet. Okay, so what are we going to be sending as a request? Now let's look at this. So if you notice this is Google's default URL address, but whenever we make a search, you notice this changes to /search, and then with this question mark. Okay, this question mark means you want to start passing query parameters with, and then we see we have this queue. This queue is a keyword parameter stuff. Okay, so this is the keyword, this is the parameter name, and this is what we'll be passing to it. Okay, then let me show you something. If I change this to Google scraper and I search for it, as you can see, it shows me something else, and it even replaces it here. Okay, so we're gonna go back to that. So what is simply happening is whenever I make a search, Google just assigns this queue to that search, and this plus here, don't mind the plus. Whenever there's a space in your search, Google replaces it with a plus up here. Okay, so that is settled. And now, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna copy this base URL, and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna make that. So we're gonna create a string here. We're gonna paste that there, and then we're gonna do search question mark q equals to. Then we're gonna do this. We're gonna be using a string placeholder here. We're gonna pass them. We'll put f just right in front of this. We'll save that. Okay. So as you can see, we have that settled already. This is where we're gonna be sending our request to. So to fix the issue of that space, we're gonna do dot replace. Want to replace every space with a plus. Okay, so now I'm gonna print URL so we can see it. So to run this file, I could just use Ctrl B in Sublime Text, but the issue with Sublime Text is anytime you require to get input from a user, it doesn't work. As you can see, it doesn't work. So we need to find another alternative. But if it was a code where it just gets your print output, it's gonna work. Okay, so let's locate your file wherever it is. This is mine from desktop. I have located it already. Then the idea is you want to open it in CMD or your terminal, depending on your operating system. Okay, so I want to open it to CMD. I'll just come up here and type CMD. By the way, oh my goodness. Okay, let me locate it so you see it. Python Google Scraper, and then I'm gonna come up here and type CMD. Then as you can see, we have it open. I'm gonna minimize this. So we have it open. Now to run our script, we're gonna do Python script.py. As you can see, it says search. So now search is scraping Go. As you can see, it has replaced every space there with a plus. Okay, if I run it again and I scraping Google web scraping, so it's gonna replace everything with plus. Okay, as you can see that. Cool. So we have that fixed. The next thing we want to do is we want to make a request, and the way we're gonna make a request is like this. So I'm gonna create a variable called response, and then we're gonna say request.get then URL. Okay, so URL is gonna be where we want to send our request to, just like this, the URL, and then we're gonna come here and say print response. So we're gonna save that, and then we're gonna do the run it. So I'm just gonna be searching for scraping Google. So we have a response code of 200. Okay, to check the code, the response of 200, should just to check the status code. Okay, So that will return status code to us. Now the next thing we want to do is you can run it to check what it will return. We just return the 200, so we know if it's correct. So if you know if you are making a successful request, rather. Now the next one to do is we want to pass our HTML content. So from this is where we have our HTML content. I'm going to show you how we're going to get it in a second. So we're going to call it soup variable. We're going to call the variable soup because of we are using beautiful soup, and then we're going to pass the HTML content. So the way we do it is going to be response dot text. So this response dot text is going to contain all the HTML content, and then our parser is going to be LXML. So you must be wondering how a string is a parser, but don't worry, beautiful soup knows how we locate this string, the LXML we installed in our computer. So just worry about it, make sure it's in strings LXML. Okay, I'm gonna save that. So let me print text here so you see what it is. We're gonna run it as fast as we can. So you see we have it here. Let's see if we can locate anything we know. So free Google search scraper SEP API. Let's see, we have that here. Okay, free Google search scraper SEP API Appify. Okay, we have that, which is good news. Okay, so we have that. Let's continue. So that's a tab to keep change between different windows, application windows. Just press or tab to keep changing. Press or down. Press tab twice to change to applications. Let's continue what we are doing. So next one we're gonna do now is we're gonna start targeting all we want to get. But before that, let's look at this. We're gonna inspect it. Let me scroll up here. Now the first thing we want to get, as we explained in last video, is we're gonna be getting our G's. So we're gonna be targeting all the G's. Okay. So we're gonna come here, and then let's print soup.prettify. I'm not gonna be doing that. So this is just gonna prettify the text content. Okay. So which is gonna make it way beautiful to see. So you can just check it and scroll up. You see what it looks like. You can try it on your own. And so to get that, we're gonna call it all G or all G's. Okay. And then we're gonna call it, let me just put this. So we're gonna say soup dot find all, and then but before you do that, let me print soup dot prettify for a reason, so you know that we're actually getting all, we're actually passing everything. We're getting valid content. Okay, sorry about that. Python script dot py arrow up to keep getting the last command. Okay, so if you come up here, as you can see, we have all this inside here. Okay, we have all we requested for inside here. Cool. So let's come back down. Let's come back here. So we're gonna say soup.find, and if you notice, this is a div, so we're gonna do string div, and then we're gonna say class. What if you say class equals to G? If you say class equals to G, the problem with this is that we also have a keyword called class in Python. We used to create classes, so it's not going to work. Now the way around it for beautiful soup is just put class underscore, and then we're good. Now let's print all G. We're gonna save that and run it. Okay, let's search for that. Okay, so we have an empty list. This one up here is a result of this. I'm gonna cancel it now and we run this. Okay, I'm gonna run that now. Oh, okay, response of text to is part of it. Let's clear that. So, oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna search for this. Okay, so we have an empty string. Why I'm not getting it? The thing is, our code has no issue with this, so I'm gonna explain what is happening here. Okay, so our code is actually correct. So the thing is, whenever you're making a request to Google, your browser actually sends something called headers. So in this headers, Python is Google is gonna check for some things, and of course we have no headers here. So once it doesn't find, it's gonna assume it's a bot, and then it's not going to. We're not going to be able to scrape what we want from it. Okay, so the way we're gonna do it is we're gonna create a dictionary called headers here. Okay, headers, and then we're gonna do this. So one important header is the user agent header. Okay, so this varies, it changes for your devices and your browser. So for Chrome is going to be different from Firefox and the mobile devices. Okay, so to get that, just come to Google here and just search for it. Okay, So once you search for it, you're gonna see find result. But I'm gonna try my best to get as to get some in the description down below. Okay. So the one for Chrome now, I have that already. So I'm just gonna grab that and paste it here. I'm gonna put in the description down below as well. So it's in the description below. Go get it and just paste it here. Okay. So we have that. This is the this is the important thing we need to just pass here to be able to continue scripting. We want to save that. So how will we pass our headers through our request? So all you have to do, just put comma here and do headers equals to headers. Okay, I'm gonna save that. Now let's run it again and see if we get anything. Ooh, success. So it was successful, so we were able to get something successfully. Cool. Now we have that. So we have all our G's. The next inside our list, the next one we want to do is want to loop through everything and get everything we want. Okay, so we're gonna say for G in all G's, all G. Okay, let's put space down there. Okay, for G in all G, we're going to perform something so that you can perform different things with it. Actually, you can either choose to keep it in the data structure here, or you can write it to a file. So if you don't know how to write to a file, either you want to write to a CSV, Excel, or Excel file, just visit my video on Python files. You see it up. I'm going to put a card up here now, or a suggestion, or it's going to be in the description down below. So learn how to write to files. So you can, if you want to write to files, you can write to files. But what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be adding it to a data structure here and having an overall list. So let me create the overall list. We're going to call the list post. So it's a list. So this dictionary, what I'm going to do basically is this dictionary is going to have a link, description, and title key. So for per post, the link, description, and title is what I'm going to be having here. So the title is going to be equal to the title, like that. And then at the end of the loop, the first G, I'm going to append this dictionary to this one here. So this is going to be a list of dictionaries. So after that, I'm going to append again. After that, I'm going to keep appending till the end. Okay. So next I'm going to do now is to find the first thing here. So it's becoming interesting. Now let's get this. So to find our the first thing here, so this is the first G tag now. So when I say for G in all G here in my code, so we're in G now. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna say title equals to we're gonna say G dot find, since we only have one h3 here. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Since we have only one h3 here, as you can see in this G, so we're gonna say G dot find just this h3, and with this class, so we're gonna copy the class and come here. So G dot find, we're gonna say h3, and then we're gonna say class is equals to this. So that will be our title. Okay. So we're gonna say info title is equals to title. So if you say equals to title, this returns an HTML object. Okay. So to be able to get the text content, so if you want to get the immediate text of a tag, okay, like this, all you have to do is just do the string. But if you run this, you might get an error for some reasons, because it's possible we're in a G that doesn't have an h3 tag. Okay. So if you look at this now, let's come down here. Okay, I think this has let me maximize this. So this is a G and it doesn't have an h3 tag with the same class. Okay, so as you can see, if you check this, I'm trying to get this. Let's just come here. So this is the div. This is not an h3. So if you try getting an h3 inside this one, inside this G, because this has a G class, we're gonna get an error. So in process of getting to this particular G, it's gonna give us an error. Though we are not willing to script it, but since we are targeting all G, it's also gonna get this one. So we need to be able to bypass this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come here. So we're gonna say, I just want to keep it simple for you guys in case you are also beginners. So one way you can do is you just say title.string if title else none. Okay, so title.string if there's something in this title which is going to be most likely a tag, so we're going to do none. Okay, cool. So we can do it this way, or you can just do if title is not none. It's the same thing. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do it this way, and then we're gonna come here. So we've done that for that. So let's print it to see. We're gonna print title dot string. Okay, so let's come back here and run it. At least we should get some results. Okay, so non-type has no attribute string. Non-type has no attribute string. Okay, this is where it's from. because of when we go to that none position here. So this, I'm only handling the none here, but I'm not handling it here. Okay, so let's handle it here. We're gonna say if title is not none, we're gonna say info. Let's just print title the string. Okay, so I'm gonna run that now. So as you can see, we have all our titles here. So if you look at this, we have web scraper and data scraper, which is web scraper here and data scraper here. So the none is actually in between this. Okay, so if I print title, so you see it. If I print title, we're gonna see. So we're gonna see our none, the none. Okay, this one is taking a little bit of time. Okay, so you see our none is in between these two, which is from here. Okay, cool. So we have that solved. Now let's keep scraping the rest. Okay, next thing we want to get now is we want to get this link. We've gotten title. Now I want to get the link, which is this. So you know this is the a tag, but it doesn't have a class we're gonna use to target it. But it has another target inside this tag. So what we can do is we target this class, and since this class only has one a tag, then we're just gonna target this a. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna get this href attribute because it's an attribute just like a class attribute. Now let's do that. Let's copy this here. We'll come here. I'm gonna call the link container. Okay, we're gonna say g the find. So this is it. We want to find just this class. Is it a div? Okay, sorry about that. We want to find a div with a class of this. Okay, so then we're gonna say if link container is not none, for the same reason why we had to do this. Okay, so we're gonna say, well, note this now we are targeting a container, so I'm gonna do it this way for this, and then we're gonna say link is equals to link container. Okay, so now when we remember this returns an HTML element. So if this exists, it's going to return everything inside here. So that is why I'm using everything inside here to get what I want to find. Okay, well, then we're going to do the find. I know this is only possible because we passed it with beautiful soup. Okay, cool. So we're going to say the find a, and then I want to get the, okay, so let's just do that. Then we're going to print all the links. Okay, so let's come up here and do this. So as you can see, we get all the links. But now what we want to get is the href attribute. So how do we get the href attribute? So to get that, what we're going to do is I'm going to say info link is equals to, so if you take a close look at this, let me see. I just want to make sure we don't have a none here, because it's also possible we have a none inside here, because the none might come from, okay, so let's do it this way and see. So to get our link attribute, we're going to say link dot, we can do it in two ways. We can either do dot href. Okay, this is gonna work, but if it doesn't find any href attributes, okay, it's gonna return a none. It's gonna cause an error. But if you do the get href, it's gonna return a none instead. So we're gonna do it this way. Okay, so we don't have to handle any errors with the link. Okay, so if the link doesn't have an href attribute, it's gonna return none. But if it has, it's gonna return it. Okay, so now I think we should print our info dictionary instead, so we see both. Let me confirm. Okay, so we're gonna know if this, okay, so we have title and then we have link. You have title and link for all that. Cool. So we have that. Next thing we want to get is the description. Description is equals to, then we're gonna say g dot find. So let's come here and then inspect this. This is a span tag, and but this is also part of the description. The date is also part of the description. So what we want to get is everything inside this span tag. Okay, so all the text. The thing is, you must wondering how we're going to get all of this. Are we going to target them separately? No, I'm going to show you something. So it's good news that all of these are just text inside different tags. Okay, so the way we're going to do this is we're going to target this class, and then we're going to get all the text content. So let me show you. Let me copy this class. Okay, we're going to come back here, and I'm going to say div. Okay, it's a span tag, I think. Span tag. Yeah, span tag with the class of this. We're going to paste that there, and to get what we want to get, it's gonna be like this. We're gonna do let's print description dot text. So what's the difference between text and string, if you are wondering? Okay, so by the way, this text is different from this text here. So okay, so the difference between text and string is string will give you the immediate, for example, if you call a string on this one, it's going to give you a none, so it's going to give you the immediate text content of a particular tag. Okay, just like this one now, the h3. Can I still locate that? Okay, this h3, this is immediate text content, but this in this case is, these are content contained inside other tags in this tag. So the text is going to give us every text inside it. It's just it operates similarly to this one, by the way. This text here, it just returns all the text content inside the HTML. Okay, so that's it. So we're gonna print it, we're gonna save it and print. So instead of printing the, okay, let's save it and print description to see if there's anyone with none, so we can undo the none. Okay, so there's one, it's a description with none, so let's undo that. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna say info description, so we're gonna say description dot text, if description else, then we're gonna use none. So we're gonna save that too, and then at the end of everything, we want to always say, what's the name of it again? Okay, post, that's the name of our list. Post, oh my goodness, post dot append. Oh, I'm having typing issues. Why is it so difficult to type now? Okay, so we're gonna append our list dictionary, and then at the end we're gonna print our post list, and then we're gonna print the length of the post. Let's save that and then let's run it again. Cool. Now we have everything. We have our title, we have our link, and we have our description for every of this, for every post. Okay, so the issue here now is I'm gonna import. Let me show you something. I'm gonna import under built-in library. Let's say from pprint, import print. This is a weird name, by the way. Print, but I think printing or printed, something like that. Okay, so that's what it is for. It's used to print till, or what do you call it? So it's gonna make our printing more beautiful, pretty. So if I save this now, let's run it. We're gonna run this, and then you see it looks nicer. Okay, just simply makes our printing nicer. So we have description, link, and then title. So if you check, this is the exact same thing what we have here. Okay, see, web scraping, where is it? Web scraping. This one here is data scraper. Where is it? Data scraper. If you check the link here, it's the same thing with what we have here. Okay, but anyway, then now we've gotten it successfully. So I want to show you something quickly. Now, if instead of doing asking the user to search like this, there's another way we can do the search. Okay, so instead of doing this, let me show you something. We're gonna import. We're gonna say import the SYS library. The sys library is a built-in library too. So instead of doing this, what we're gonna do is our term is gonna be sys.argv. Okay, then we're gonna do from 1 up to this moment dot replace space with plus. So actually we don't need to do this. Even if you send it with space to Google, it's gonna replace it with plus for you. Okay, so what this is I'm gonna show what this is in a moment. So I'm gonna print them so we can also see it. So let me comment this so we don't have too much things printed and so we'll not lose track. So if I run this, the way this works is all I have to do is just Python script, name of my file script.py, and put what I want to search right in front of it. So I'm gonna search for scraping Google. Okay, so let's come here. Let me show you. So this from one, this is a system library. It's related to system stuff. So sys.argv means our one is everything from here. This is 0. Script.py is 0. Okay, so there's a way the library gets this, but you don't have to worry about that. Just know sys.argv is this. So the 0 is a list of this. So the first one here is 0. The second one here is, okay, the first one is 0, the second one here is 1. So we are getting everything from 1 upwards, so you can keep typing whatever you want to search here. Okay, so if I run this, so list has no attributes, because as you can see it says list has no attribute this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this, and okay, so as you can see we have scraping Google. Okay, so if you just pass that in here, it's just gonna put that list inside, and then don't worry about it, this is gonna work. Okay, well let me just show you quickly. So instead of doing that here, I'm gonna show you. So you know this actually works. We're gonna do sys.argv without wasting time. Okay, so this is gonna be the list scraping Google, and don't worry about it, it's gonna work. Let me show you. Um, so we're gonna run that here now. So as you can see, we even get 11 results this time plus one more. Scraping Google. Why are we getting something different? Scraping Google. Let's see that. So okay, for this, so what we can just do here is we're just gonna do this is dot join. So remember, this is returning a list. We're gonna join that with a plus. Very simple, as simple as that. Okay, so we're gonna save that, and then we're gonna come here. We're gonna run this again. So as you can see, we're back to our results. So I guess that one, the list was just interchanging between Google scripting and scripting Google. So now we see we have this back. Okay, so just this, if you don't know about strings, just check my video on string manipulations. I'm gonna link it down in the description below, and then in the card up, so you can just check a little bit about this join, or just check it's not something, just a string. It's just method you can perform on a string. So that's it for this video. If you have any question, make sure you comment down below, and I'm gonna try my best to answer all questions. So that's it for this video, but before we end it, I want to show you something quickly. So if you check this here, remember we're using a G here, but we can also make use of the TF2C. So if you come here, so since all we are getting is still inside this tag, we can copy this tag here and then paste it here. Okay, if you paste it here, save it. So you might not even need to do all this if title for this, but let's come here and then run it, so you see the same thing. So let's we even get 9 result. Wow. Okay. So the 9 result is because we're not scraping this empty one. Let me see this empty. As you can see, there's an empty one here. So this, whenever we use that tag, we're not going to get all those ones with none. Okay, so we're gonna skip this one. Yeah, we're gonna skip it, and then we're gonna go to the next one. Okay, so you can use that tag as well, whatever tag you want to use. Just understand the concept behind this, and come on, you're good to go. So thanks for watching this video. Make sure you give the thumbs up and subscribe to encourage me to keep creating more content, and peace out, guys.